Daniel Cormier is now joining us, the light heavyweight champ, who last time he fought in Vegas, it happened again. He dominates a fight and is booed by his fans, who are not really fans. And Daniel Cormier is joining us this Saturday. Holly Holm takes on, and this is a big fight, folks. In the women's division, it is upset central. And Holly Holm takes on Valentina Shevchenko in Chicago. Daniel Cormier, the light champ, will be commenting there. First of all, how does it not aggravate you to no end dominating a fight and being booed?
Because, Colin, man, honestly, I can't really try to determine how people feel about me, and now I've actually gotten to a point where I'm able to let it go. The first time they booed me, I tried to explain how this makes no sense. They were booing me and cheering for Jon, who had done so many bad things. I was like, well, this makes no sense. I was like, what are you guys booing for? But then when I realized that by showing the emotion and showing them that it bothered me, people just continue to do it more and more and more. And now I've just kind of let it go. I'm like, I'm not going to change the perception. I'm not going to make people feel differently about me no matter what I do. It did not help that I was fighting Anderson Silva, a guy that is universally loved.
Right.
And I was fighting him in the way that I was fighting him, securing takedowns, and really just he really didn't have many moments in that entire fight.
Brock Lesnar tests positive for a banned substance 2 days after his fight with Mark Hunt. Lesnar pockets $2.5 million. He tested positive for the same drug Jones tested positive for. His was administered before the fight, and when I look at these two fighters, now Lesnar did take his test later than Jon Jones, but Jones doesn't get a fight. Lesnar does and makes $2.5 million on Mark Hunt. Why should a fighter who tests positive for drugs get to keep his purse?
That's a tricky one. When I think about that, I'm like, okay, well, he did fight. Now I am not advocating Brock Lesnar and the failed test, but he did fight. So you go there to fight, and a lot of times our contracts are built in where it's like you make money to show up, you make money to win. Well, his is to go and fight. So he made weight, he went and he fought, so he got paid. Obviously, we have to wait to see what happens with the test results, but he fought, Colin. He fought. The results did not come back in time.
Why not give his purse up, though? I mean, if you're going to cheat and you take my money, and fighters aren't going to listen to anything outside of money, Daniel, why does he get to keep his cash? That doesn't seem that's inherently unfair to me.
He would have to there is no rule that states that he forfeits some of his fight purse because he tested positive. So for him to give up some of his money would have to be on him to say, you know what, I cheated Mark Hunt, and I want to give Mark Hunt some money. There is actually a rule in the USADA handbook that says there is no extra financial penalty to your opponent, or you don't get the benefit from him failing that test. So if Brock Lesnar decided, I want to compensate Mark Hunt because I failed the drug test, it would be only up to him.
Yeah. Okay, they tested positive for the same drug. Jones and Lesnar did. What's the drug? What does it do?
Okay, so it's called, what's it called, Stan? Clomid? Clomid? How do you say that, Stan? I think it's like Clomid or something, and then there's another one. So Brock is saying, they're saying that Brock Lesnar failed for that, and it was from an asthma inhaler or something.
So what does it do? Does it make you, I mean, obviously, it gives you an advantage. What is that drug that Jones and Lesnar used? What does it do?
Okay. So, Colin, from what I gather, because I actually have no idea, I don't know anything about steroids, but from what I've gathered, these are things that you use when you are coming either off of a cycle of steroids or you're trying to fight the hormones that come from too much estrogen in a male. When we were younger,
it's a masking agent.
It's a masking agent.
Okay.
So when we were younger, you remember when you go through puberty, your nipples, they get hard, and if you you go through this awkward phase where you're like producing all this estrogen as you're turning into a man.
Yeah.
And I think that starts to happen again if you use steroids, from what I gather.
Okay.
Now, you can't, and then stuff called like gyno or something, so it looks like they have breasts. And you use that stuff to kind of reduce those side effects from whatever you were taking. That's what I understand. Now, am I the one that knows steroids? Not at all. I have no idea. But, yeah, it was called clomiphene.
Okay.
It keeps away from converting testosterone to estrogen, essentially increasing the amount of available testosterone in the body.
Okay.
That's what that one does. I just read Brian Stan, who is the smartest guy in the UFC, could probably run for president right now.
Yeah.
Pulled it up on his phone.
Only thing I heard the last 3 minutes was nipples hardening. Okay. Holly Holm fights tomorrow in Chicago, UFC on Fox. But I want to talk about something before I let you go. McGregor Diaz, UFC 202, McGregor Diaz comes up in a few weeks. I believe it'll be the biggest card they have ever had. Gut feeling. Does McGregor exact revenge?
I still don't think he gets it done, Colin. You know, I sat on your couch last time and I picked Diaz, and trust me, I went to Vegas and paid for it by the Irish fans. But I think the same thing's going to happen. I think it's just a bad matchup for him. He will do better because he knows how tough Diaz is now, so he will be a little better with his energy. He will manage his energy better, but I just don't think it's a great matchup for him. So I think he loses again.